When a number of new featured Disney Plus series was announced, Ironheart was not excluded. After the one who started it all, Iron Man, is gone now, we desperately needed a successor, and we just might get her. It is Ironheart. Riri Williams, the prodigy kid who is always ready to participate in yet another adventure. Today, we are going to talk about the series. We will take a first look into it and tell you everything we know so far. Enjoy! Who is Ironheart? You might have heard the name Ironheart popping up here and there, but with their own Disney Plus series being brought by the MCU, we will talk more about it and who exactly is Riri Williams. Walt Disney's Investor Day brought many exciting news regarding the MCU, which also included the Iron Man replacement and the likes of Ironheart. The young Marvel hero has been described as the new Iron Man for quite some time now, which is a statement that is paradoxically likely both true and false. Won't you agree? Riri Williams will continue to honor Marvel's tradition of high-tech suit of armor on the big screen, with the reason being doing superhero feats, of course. Her origins do tie to Iron Man as a successor of sorts. So with this in mind, we think it is safe to say that in a sense, she will take the role of Iron Man. However, she will play a big part in being the new version of the MCU's most iconic figure. As for her origin, she was born untimely after her father's death, and her intellect would become noticed at a very young age. She is rather introverted, notably avoiding human interaction while doing excellent work when her inventions are at stake. As with many heroes, the thing that would change her life is a tragedy. A drive-by shooting kills her stepfather and her sister as a collateral damage, an event proving to be a catalyst for her decision to make a super suit of her own. Not just any suit, but a reverse-engineered one from the Iron Man suit. The armor was a failure, but it succeeded in getting Tony's attention, who would eventually go on to become her mentor, akin to his relationship with Spider-Man in the MCU. Her armor goes through 3 editions, just like Tony's suit, each and every one of them having a different upgrade. Her first armor, the one reverse-engineered from the Iron Man suit, is basically a wall of metal, serving as a defensive tool so that the user can take more hits and throw heavier punches. The ability to fly was not that useful, the reason for being destroyed by a truck full of criminals, a perfect introduction from the character, showing that she is not perfect her right from the start, but that she was dedicated into what she was trying to do, much like the start of Tony Stark's start of his own superhero life. On the other hand, the second and third versions of the suit are a completely different story. Not only did she get assistance from the AI start, but she also learned from her previous errors. Both of the suits were able to take a beating from physical and several energy beams. The suits were also equipped with repulsor blasts and grenades. Ironheart release date. With who and what is Riri Williams out of the way, we can put our focus more on the series. As with some other Disney Plus series like Secret Invasion and Armor Wars, not much is known about the release of Ironheart. Outside of the well-known release dates of some of Marvel Studios' projects, Hawkeye and Ms. Marvel are the only series which have some sort of release date, both of them said to be coming in late 2021. Thus, with this in mind, the earliest when we can expect Ironheart to release might be sometime 2022. However, knowing that both She-Hulk and Moon Knight are not just in development, but in the later stages of it, she might get pushed back in late 2022, or being one of the first projects in 2023. And for the trailer side of things, we can only hope to get something of a teaser of sorts by the summer of 2022. The jam-packed studio schedule will likely set Ironheart after both of the series we mentioned before, because even in the announcement this series was given to us right after the announcement of Moon Knight. And knowing Marvel is not doing anything on accident, this will probably be the case for the release of the series. However, it might not mean anything, as we have seen with previous Marvel Studios projects. Ironheart Cast. As for the cast side of things, not much is known about the group. However, out of the blue, Dominique Thorne was set to play the titular character in the series, Riri Williams. This decision might have rung some bells for the film fans looking at her role in the 2018 Oscar-winning movie, If Bill Street could talk, the movie was such a success with Dominique leading the charge in it. Not many of you know her, probably because of her small list of roles played. However, this list is not a reflection at all from her lack of acting skills, but rather a desire to enhance herself both theatrically and academically at the same time. Ahead of Ironheart, Dominique Thorne will also appear in Judas and the Black Messiah. Aside from Thorne being revealed as the actress who will play Williams, no other cast members were announced or confirmed for the series. Well, knowing the time of the release of the series, this should not be a surprise, as there is still so much time to form the best cast members group for the ultimate delivery of the show. A note worth telling is that this early casting of Dominique might also signify that Williams might make an appearance in a Marvel movie or show in advance of the show's release. So be on the lookout for any news concerning this young genius. Ironheart Plot. There hasn't been anything official talked about the plot, but we're here to make a prediction and sort of create an idea of what the story of the series might look like. To start off with, Riri Williams is a 15-year-old genius engineer who got a scholarship to study at MIT. After the tragic death of her stepfather, she retreats into herself and commits herself to the project of reverse engineering and building her own Iron Man armor. When she is caught by MIT, she flies off on her own with her suit, in the meantime dropping out of college with the goal of becoming a superhero. After Tony gets word of her adventures, he endorses her as a superhero, and before you know it, she fights alongside him in the Second Civil War. When the event ends and Tony Stark falls into a coma, Williams takes on the responsibility and adapts the superhero name Ironheart. A period in her life after which she becomes a member of the team teenage superheroes called the Champions, a team which also features Nova, Ms. Marvel, and Silk among many others. This is the story in the comics surrounding Riri Williams. However, considering the timing of her joining the MCU, with Stark already gone, it's unknown exactly how the MCU will introduce her. Her origin story about how she grew up in Chicago, her family loss, and her ending up at MIT as a young genius engineer is bound to be mentioned in the series in some form, of course. Marvel has been known in the past to take bits and pieces from here and there when introducing a new character, so we are in no doubt that they will make out the perfect introduction to yet another new superhero joining the wide MCU. Another theory is that she is actually just one of many young talented people Stark sponsored, a second one joining after Peter Parker. The series will also try to make it clear that she is not stealing the role of Iron Man, but rather respecting the good deeds he did by taking a name similar to his mantle. With her joining the MCU, it would also serve for her and Peter to form an immediate bond. As both mentored by the same person, their shared grief and love for the hero might prove a powerful way of them connecting. Whatever the case will be, with the newest additions to the MCU, we are entering an era of the next generation of Avengers. On a related note, tell us down in the comments below, what do you think of Ironheart, the successor of Iron Man, and how she will fit into the mix? Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you would like to see more videos like this in the future. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.